So I'm here with the Renault Scenic EV, and this is a 5-seater family EV. Now, what's special about this EV is it has a range of 375 miles and up to 620 kilometers. Now, Renault says that this car can charge to 330 kilometers of range in just 30 minutes. Also, what's noteworthy is that this car shares a platform with the Nissan Ariya as part of the Renault-Nissan Alliance. So there's quite a bit in common in terms of its underpinnings with the Nissan Ariya EV. Now, in terms of the interior, the Renault Scenic has a 540-liter interior cargo space. So for family trips, it can quite capably accommodate a bunch of different cargo. Also, it has Google integration as well. And what does that mean? That means with Google, you can optimize your route to get the most efficiency from this EV while traveling. And then also, in terms of the app suite as well, there are over 50 apps available via the Google Renault integration in the Renault E-Tech or Renault Scenic E-Tech. And so this is a pretty noteworthy EV, given that it's sort of, again, oriented toward families with the range, with the cargo capacity. There's really a lot that might interest a family in terms of what this EV offers. The Renault Scenic E-Tech is also circular. What that means is that the battery is designed for repairability and recyclability. So there are 12 modules in the battery that can be individually repaired or recycled in the event of an accident, or if the EV itself has an issue with the battery cells. That's been a big issue for many EVs when they get into accidents, that it's been very difficult to sort of repair the batteries. But with the Renault Scenic E-Tech, that is not an issue here. Okay. We come around to the front styling right here. You see you've got this sort of squinty looking headlights right here, and also the front grille as well. And then also it's a little lower intake for battery cooling as well. Very sort of sleek and sort of very aggressive styling as well. So yeah, pretty cool take on the original, or sort of the gas version of the Renault Scenic. The Renault Scenic E-Tech is wrapped in 20-inch wheels, 255 40 series tires here. You've got the sort of wheel cover. Doesn't look like it because it's a pretty high quality looking wheel. It does look like it's a sort of aluminum or metal right here, but pretty aggressive tire for a big EV like this. But this is really designed to help the aerodynamics, to really improve efficiency and range on the Renault Scenic E-Tech. The Scenic E-Tech, it's got the sort of a geometry shaped taillights, sort of reflects the Renault chevron. So really nice clean styling right here, very angular. And again, sort of some aerodynamic treatments right here to move air right off of the car to improve the efficiency and the aerodynamics. Okay, we're gonna open it up right here. So it's gonna fly open right here. And you get a chance to really look at the boot, the cargo space right here. So now this is what Renault says is 540 liters. So you can get a few sort of small to medium sized suitcases back here. So for a family, should be no problem for that type of cargo. But if you have larger items, might want to consider a roof rack. You also have the fold down seats right here as well as a pass through. Now below, here's the nice thing right here is you've actually got a subfloor here as well. And so you can get some pretty good cargo in there, some small bags, or even maybe put some grocery bags in there. So inside you've got what looks like really a Android tablet or an iPad. And say this is probably a 14-inch display right here, very bright and vivid display, oriented toward the driver. You've got your different controls for music, phone, and then also your home screen as well right here. Pretty responsive in terms of how well it responds. Also, the nice thing is that your climate control is separate from the actual sort of infotainment display. So it's very nice when you want to quickly get to your climate controls. And so, yes, very nice feel as well, very responsive. And then also right here, you've got a rubberized pad for wireless charging. So very convenient for accessing your phone and just sort of leaving it in place with the infotainment display. Down low, you've got sort of very large storage area and cup holders as well. And then an upper sort of console right here for the sort of storage and extra cargo. And it won't sort of open for me right now, so we'll just leave that alone. And then also this glove box, pretty decent size. Get a couple of water bottles in there. And then also here on the door, you've got some space for some cup holders. Now, the Renault Scenic E-Tech does use actual sort of recycled material throughout the cabin, and so you won't find any leather available as it relates to the Renault Scenic and its options as it relates to interior treatments, but very high quality feel even for using sustainably oriented materials. Up front, the visibility, very high nose here, so you're going to be depending on your cameras and your parking sensors to navigate the vehicle because it does sit quite high. Also, legroom is at a premium. This is pushback and there's a large passenger behind me. And so plenty of legroom and space so you can get quite comfortable in this vehicle, whatever the case might be, day-to-day running or road trips as well. Okay, so in the back of the Renault Scenic E-Tech, you've actually got some very good sort of leg space back here. The driver in front of me or the passenger in front of me has his seat pushed back pretty far back, and I'm average height 175 centimeters, and you do have lots of leg room back here. The sort of footwell for your feet is a little bit shallow, so for taller shoes like boots, it would be very difficult to slide your feet in and out of here. And then also because of the high floor, because of the EV battery, actually Renault's done a pretty good job of underleg support. They've actually got sort of a pretty good thing going here in terms of being able to support the bottom of your legs with this chair right here. So I'd say pretty comfortable on a long road trip. For taller passengers though, maybe the leg comfort might not be so great. You also have two USB-C ports back here as well, and this large panoramic roof, which is going to be great on long trips. You can just kind of sit back and relax on a long trip if you're bored and just enjoy the scenery above. You can just make this panoramic moonroof. Yeah, you can set it to opaque mode. The headliner right here is sustainable material, very high quality feel, very nice job what Renault has done here with this. And then also with the two-tone fabric as well, you've got also the sustainable material. Again, this is not leather. This is sort of a synthetic type of material. I don't know if it's vinyl or something made from recycled materials, but it feels pretty good. Actually, it's sort of a little bit on the mushy side. Be curious to see how this holds up in terms of durability. And then also the seats are perforated, so that's very nice. But I want to keep these clean because I can imagine someone who might be sweaty, these seats sort of not becoming all that nice over the long term. In the Scenic also, you've got that nice driver infotainment display, very sort of vivid screen. I'd say that's probably 14 inches diagonal, maybe even, 14 inches diagonal, but very clear, very vivid with all your driver information. And one of the very cool things with the Renault Scenic is you can play games as well. So for some family fun, you've got this nice little game system right here, very cool. I'm not sure what game this is right now, but surely this would be great for families to keep the kids entertained while on the road. So one cool but funky feature of the Renault Scenic E-Tech are these sort of pop-out doors. So you push them in right here, and now it doesn't want to pop out. I don't know if someone... okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so you just saw me kind of fight with the door here. Kind of a really kind of interesting, funky concept. They look nice, but I'm not sure how practical this is. After I close it, if I want to open the door, I have to do that, but then I have to sort of push this and hold this to get the door open. So very interesting treatment right there. Perhaps that's sort of for a child's safety measure, that their fingers don't get trapped inside here if they start pulling on it and it rebounds back. Because, yeah, I can imagine that being spring-loaded, it would sort of pinch your fingers or you know, maybe for a small child even break or injure a finger badly. Okay, all right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna try that one more time. If you hold that, I am not quite sure sort of what the mechanism is for this right here to make that work. Okay, we tried, so we don't quite know sort of what the madness is behind getting these door handles to deploy on the Renault Scenic, but it is an interesting little feature. Okay, it just did it right now. I don't know, again, what the sort of protocol is to get that to deploy, but you had a chance to see it. And again, if you're interested in Renault Scenic, this is something you can play around with and hopefully figure out.